Yo, what is up guys, welcome to another video. I know it has been a really long time since my last video, but I was in a really stressful period. I had many exams to write, but finally I managed to get through all of them but one. But now I have really time and supply you guys with more videos. I'm actually more motivated than ever. You may ask why. Well, just because of you guys. I uploaded 3 videos and all of these videos managed to get like 300 to 500 and even more views. Guys, I don't take that for granted, and yeah, so that's why I want to say thank you to all of you. But without further ado, let's start with the video. So pretty much right from the start, Blackwings were a fan favorite archetype. I mean, they are really cool looking birds, and I think the unique character Crow Hogan of the 5Ds anime added also a major part of the deck's popularity. However, Blackwings also did see huge success in the competitive scene and achieved multiple tops in various of tournaments. But unfortunately, they fell off. Let's say a bit. Actually, in recent years they are nowhere near the meta, and only the nostalgia of playing the deck is what keeps it really alive. Though, that is going to change now, because I will make a list which will fix its problems and give it a chance to compete with the meta. But warning, I won't make it as easy as giving the deck an in-archetype Pot of Greed, Delinquent Duo or some other bullshit. No, that would be too boring and actually wouldn't deal with the deck's problems. So anyway, let's start with the first point. So first of all, can somebody explain me why Blackwings haven't received a Link monster yet? I mean, if you look at other old school archetypes like Wind-Ups, Six Samurai, they all received a Link monster. But somehow one of the most popular archetype didn't. I don't see any sense in there. I know there aren't really a link based deck, but they play a link monster anyway, so why just don't give one to them? To be specific, I would like the link monster to have a monster negation effect, because I want to build in a protection against Nibiru or other hand traps, but most likely against Nibiru, because if your opponent drops a Nibiru against a combo deck which isn't meta, you will most likely lose in that turn. So a monster negation effect where you have to banish one Blackwing monster as a cost will be pretty fine, and that will also synergize really well with the Blackwing All-Star, because it can bring back banished Blackwing monster. So I know it's a really good effect, and I don't know if I would like to make it a quick effect to be able to use it in the opponent's turn. That might be a bit too much, but to have protection in your turn is just really good. Obviously the card should be a Link 2 monster, and it should specifically require 2 Blackwing monster, because I don't want to see that card generically used in other decks. It should be archetype specific, and that will be pretty fine. Moving on to the second point on our checklist, which is admittedly a really awkward one. In fact, most of the Blackwing monsters are just vanillas, and especially the ones which are played. I mean, if you look at Bora, if you look at Chris, the only thing they do is being special summoned from the hand. Other than that, on the field they do nothing. I mean, yeah, Bora does piercing damage, and Chris can't be destroyed by trap or spells once per turn, which is okay, but honestly I played so much Blackwing and we rarely see this effects matter, so they're just vanillas, and I think that's really impressive. I mean, if a deck can be played even with having like vanillas on the field, that actually do nothing except then having levels, attribute and type being decent, I think that shows that the deck has really potential. And here are some effects which I could see. The first effect I could imagine is if the Blackwing monster is sent to the graveyard you can special summon a Blackwing monster from your deck. Listen, hear me out. I know this sounds really OP, but like I said, most of the Blackwings are vanillas on the field. The only card I can imagine doing something is Gale or Shura and Harmattan, and Shura isn't played, Harmattan is decent, but only Gale really does something, and that is even that huge. So I think in this archetype specific, such a card wouldn't be that broken. And this will also help to fix another issue of the deck, which I will cover later. But for now, for the second monster, I could imagine an effect like to search a Blackwing monster from the deck by putting Blackwing monster from your banish pile to the grave up to the level of the searched monster. This will go well with the first effect, and it would also complement to help with the Tri-Brigade strategy, because I like to play Tri-Brigades and Blackwings and to recycle your banished monster in order to banish them again with the Tri-Brigade cards is really good. So we've reached the final and last point, and I think every Blackwing player will agree with me on this one, and that is, if our normal summon is interrupted, Blackwing aren't able to continue with their turn. Some of you may ask, why? Well, because nearly every Blackwing relies on having another Blackwing already on the field in order to be special summoned, and if you simply take the normal summon away, you will be left exposed with no extender to play. Which really sucks honestly, but I have found a solution for that. For example, the card effects I have showed you on my last point. One of them floats directly into another Blackwing, which would make the ones in your hand live again. The other card searches cards if you happen to have banished Blackwing monster, which is possible via Tri-Brigades or Allure of Darkness. Though there is a small problem with the second monster. Just being able to search a card obviously doesn't mean that it is already on the field. Thus, I want more Blackwings with a similar clause to go for. These guys can be special summoned if you have no monsters on the field, but additionally I would like the monsters to have the traditional Blackwing clause, which is controlling a Blackwing monster in order to special summon them. This would mean that they will let us restart our plays without being dead if you draw into them later with an already established board, because if you have already monsters on the field, you can't special summon them. Guys, you've done it, you've reached the final of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know there are many things I could have included in this video, but that's where you guys come into play. If you have any thoughts on the editing, on the topic, on the video in general, just let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it, because this video took a bit of time, but I did it gladly. So if you have enjoyed it, let me know. I will see you later.